I went to Anaconda this morning and grabbed myself the Dune 95L storage box, looking for a bit more storage on the roof racks of my ute, so when we go camping and four driving, etc. And measurements are online, but I was unsure about the internal measurements, being that this is plastic and it's got its like corrugated edges and stuff. So what the actual opening inside this was, which isn't really listed, I couldn't find it. So let's run a tape measure, my trusty 3 meter keyring tape measure over some of the dimensions here. And that way you can make a better choice about whether you should buy one or not. Well, 3 latches, all lockable. It's always a good thing. 2 sort of handle spots to pick it up. So yeah, you can get the external measurements of this. And it might even have internal measurements there, but what's the actual opening, the depth that you'll get? Because, you know, the external measurement is whatever, but then you've also got you got 80 mil here that you lose just off the bat for its opening. So yeah, let's run the tape measure right around. So the length is just over 1 meter. So 1030, so 1030 millimeters. Now width, it does seem like it's a bit wider in the middle here. That might just be the plastic. We'll go from the end. So we're 310 mil. It's over 30 centimeters. So just over a meter in length and just over 30 centimeters this way. The height from where it's ribbed on the bottom, so the top of the ribs, let's say to the top of the bottom part of the case, 180 mil, 180. And then what do you gain from the lid here? 40 mil. So you're sitting around about that 200 mil in height. So I think my intended use for this would be something like sleeping bags, not our 0 degree or minus degrees sleeping bags, too thick, too big. But this would be more for the all-rounder sleeping bags, you know, the +5 degrees, +10 degrees, whatever. Rolled up in here, and there's plenty of room for those and some other additional little things, light things to be on the roof. So we'll double check the overall length here is 1.2 meters, so 1200 mil, and yeah, 475 this way. Height I think is 29 centimeters. It's not quite as tall as I thought. 270 mil. Just checking out the seal here. So this runs right around with the join in the seal being towards the hinge. Join's just here and then it's continuous. So that's going to help with weather around this side. So it does have a sticker here, designed and tested in Australia. Probably a good thing to know. Now I've already taken one strap off the end on the other side, but I'll show you what that strap looks like. Strap handle rather. So it's adjustable, has some adjustability. A bit of a rugged plastic rubber handle. Some web sort of strapping, standard type strapping that goes up and through the end of the case. And then there's some adjustability here with this metal plate. I'm going to be taking it off though, because this is getting mounted on a roof and I don't really need those handles. There we go. I'll save them though. And then this can pull right out. We don't need that. And then in here we've got 3 slots that go all the way through. So you could use this as a tie down point onto a roof platform if you wanted to, or a different type of, a different area that you want to mount the box to. At this end as well, there's the drain plug. It's a spin to get it out, and that comes all the way out. Probably be good if there was like a little string or something that would keep that attached so you don't lose it. But you're probably not going to be opening that very often. And then on this end of the case as well, so just the one end, there's a built-in bottle opener, but do people ever really use this stuff? Come on. Well, if you're anything like me, you might be thinking about mounting this on the roof. The way I'm going to go is actually to drill some holes through the bottom here and stick some bolts up from the rails in my roof rack. Same at this end. I've got to measure up on my bars first and see what'll fit. Yeah, and I think if you were going to mount similar way to me where we're drilling a hole through, you're probably just going to be mindful of that drain plug. It's the only part that's really going to cause any issue if you need to have, which I think I might need, to have the bolts at the ends coming through with a little nut and washer on the inside. Yeah, so I guess the question is, would I recommend this? I can't say yes or no because I only just picked it up. I'm happy with what I've got for the price. It is at the lower end of the market in terms of cost. So, you know, anyone who's bought anything from Anaconda and Super Center and places like that sort of know what I'm getting at. But we'll see how we go. I've got a trip coming up soon. We'll load this up with some light gear, get it on the roof rack, and just means that inside the back of the canopy and in the cab of the ute, we've got a bit more space. Now we get to do the fun bit. Weather's pretty good. I'm going to go and put this on the roof rack, drill some holes, mount it up, test it out. Cheers.